Vi är på plats i Bukarest för DreamHack Bucharest och CCS-finalerna. Någon som även är på plats är TobiWan som castar CS för omväxlingens skull. How's it going, Toby?
It's going good. Is a CSGO interview?
Yeah.
Beautiful. Just thought I'd check.
All right, so you're on site, and we also have a Dota tournament on site, but you're not casting that. Does that feel weird at all?
Not really, actually, because I kind of always like to cast multiple games, and it's good to come back into doing something like that. Yeah, it's a little weird having Dota on the exact opposite side of the stage, so yeah, in a way, but at the same time, I love both games, so it's not much of a problem for me.
All right, so there will be some time killing here for you. Do you think you'll spend that talking to Dota players or CS players?
A bit of both, because actually I was talking to both of them last night, so we ended up having a nice drink. I spent some time with Get Right and Alu, and also a couple of the other guys. So it's obviously I'm going to try and talk to the CS guys a little bit more because that's what my focus is while I'm here.
All right, so CSGO is still pretty new for you, all things considered. Do you feel like you've gotten the hang of it, like 100% yet?
Oh, not at all. I've got so much work to do to actually become a lot better at CSGO. I think I do a good generic job, but that's primarily because of all my experience in the past. It's not because I've been working my ass off to try and learn more CSGO, but compared to the other casters which are in the scene, I don't even come close. So I got a lot of work to do. It's difficult also when I'm splitting my concentration between Dota, which is still taking up about 80 to 90% of my time, and then to have CSGO as well. So CSGO is, I don't want to say it's like a fun hobby because I'm a lot more serious about it than that. I'm not just coming in to do one fun CSGO event and then leave. So yeah, I got a lot of work to do. I still got a lot of work to do.
And this will be your second LAN tournament in CSGO casting, if you count the Star Ladder one?
I don't want to count the Star Ladder one. The Star Ladder one was, my stream was on, I was waiting for Dota 2 and CSGO was up there and I was having a great time with the guys, and I thought, I just wanted to cast an FPS again. Like, it's in my blood. It's what I always wanted to do again. So I just did it then. That wasn't serious at all. It's actually probably some of the worst casting you could do for an FPS, the way I did it.
All right, well, okay, so this is the first serious offline tournament you cast.
Yes.
Do you feel that it's different than casting online? Do you feel like nervous or at all?
I stopped getting nervous at LAN events a very, very long time ago. It's definitely a different crowd. Like, it's a different energy, different rhythm. But I've also cast for FPS crowds before, so I don't think it'd be too much of a problem. I might find out when I get up on the stage, I'd be like, oh shit, maybe not the greatest feeling in the world. But I don't foresee myself having any kind of problem.
All right, and so you're casting with Sadocast here. Is he comparable to anyone you've been casting in Dota with?
I sort of put him in the same line to do with Capitalist when I cast with him. Great play-by-play and really good information, but not at the level of a full pro player. So you kind of try and find that medium where you have more of an entertainment broadcast, which is great when we're here because we got great people like Thorn, for example, who's going to be on the panel. Got Natu there as well. It's like, and Richard, don't ban me on Reddit. But we got wonderful people on the panel, so they can take care of all of let's decode all of this, talk about all of this, because I'm going to be listening to them every single second as well. And then Sadocast and I can be the entertainers. We'll probably be using a couple of pro players throughout the weekend as well, so it's going to be a nice mix, we're hoping.
Do you have any pro player you'd like to cast with more than the others, maybe?
Well, I actually cast with Get Right back in Star Ladder. But I say cast, he sat next to me and we talked about Counter-Strike, which really in the essence is a cast. So yeah, I'd like to cast with Get Right again, if he's in the mood for it. If he's not in the mood for it, then he can keep playing. But yeah, I'd like to cast with Get Right.
All right, so CS and FPS, Dota, MOBA. What is the biggest difference in like casting-wise with these two games?
I was actually really different. I was talking to Sadocast about this on the way here. In Dota, you can normally see 5 to 10 seconds ahead. Like, you know what's going to happen because like the hero timings, the team fights, the way they normally unfold, you're able to plan, like, even the way you're going to like control the energy in your voice, that you can do this 5-10 seconds ahead of time. But in CS, you can't do that. In CS, it's like, well, he could make the shot, but you never really know. Anything can happen in a microsecond. So it's like, you're going to be able to instantly react while still keeping the flow really nice. And that's something which I've actually been struggling with because I've just gotten really into the rhythm of team fight's about to come up and blah, 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 and then you come back down again. But in CS, it's a lot harder to keep the rhythm and keep it genuine as well. and also not freak the living crap out of people. Because if you keep it fully genuine, it's gonna be like, oh my god! It's like straight away. It's like people will just get pissed off at you if you start doing that. So yeah, it's a lot more of a challenge to cast FPSs again. I honestly cannot remember how I handled it, like, because it was like 6 years ago. I was really casting FPS still, and I can't remember what I did back then. But yeah, I'm trying to find it again.
All right, so this is a tricky question, but trying to think of it objectively, which game do you think is the hardest to become a good caster in, Dota or CS?
Dota for knowledge, primarily because people are really going to judge the living crap out of you. So there's a lot to learn, there's a lot to express, and Dota is a game where you got to know a lot because there's not a round team, like a big fight every round. It doesn't happen that way. So you, like in some games, you got to be able to fill time in, like with an interesting topic for maybe 20, 25, 30 minutes, if not longer. So it's a lot more difficult to cast Dota in that way. Remembering all the abilities, doing it all in real time is very, very challenging. But CSGO comes with its own challenges as well. I would say in a way it's easier, but it's only easier for people who can keep a good perspective on everything that's happening. So you're able to keep in the back of your mind, like, what's happening, how many rounds have they lost in a row, what's your money at right now, what's the income going to be next round, and be able to actually then watch the rotation of the map. Rotation of the map's actually a little bit easier, because it's very simple. They start walking to one bomb site, they start walking to the other bomb site. It's just understanding why they're doing that. So if you can keep a good perspective and understanding about the reasons why they're doing what they're doing, then it's a lot easier to cast an FPS. But also at the same time, then you can take it another angle and you say, well, Dota is actually easier to cast without having to know the teams, because you can just analyze the draft itself. But Counter-Strike is a very personal thing, that you have to understand the player themselves and the team and what they like to do. Are they going to be aggressive on a certain site? What's Olaf going to do when he goes up through Cat? Well, we know he's going to be a suicidal Tech 9 boy or something like that. You need to understand the people a lot more when you cast an FPS, because it's just such a huge factor that comes into the game.
All right. Well, I want to wish you the best of luck in this tournament. Not that you're gonna need it, but still. And
I'd like to have it anyway.
All right. So good luck, and I hope you have fun. And do you have anything you want to add to the interview?
No, not really. Just thanks for everyone who's been very understanding as I start to cast CSGO, and I hope I do the team proud.
Thank you.